clearly introduce this bill, and I would like to yield the remainder of my time to the gentleman from Iowa.
Well, thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you, Mr. Speaker. This is a very important moment for our veterans as we think of their service to our country. And, of course, we all wouldn't be here, I believe. I think we would agree with that if it wasn't for our veterans who've been willing to put it on the line. And this is referring to, as the Chairman has spoken here, that this legislation came up after a very tragic thing. Joshua Omvig returning after an 11-month tour, and a good young fellow, volunteer fire department, Grundy Center Police Reserves, and he was concerned about the safety of others, but because of the situation, he took his life. I can't help but be thoughtful of Ellen, his mother. She'd like to have had more training. She knew there was a problem. So did his dad. But she was with Josh when he went out to his pickup truck that day to go to work, trying to talk to him, trying to help. And he took his life right in her presence. Well, they could have just kind of backed off and in their great grief and sorrow and done nothing, but we reached out to them and they reached back, and they wanted to participate in doing something for others. And so out of that came what is now known as H.R. 327. It's pretty simple. Improve early detection for incidents of suicide among veterans, provide those veterans with the assistance they need, which was not there for Joshua. It also requires the Veterans Administration to develop a comprehensive program to address the rate of suicide among veterans, but also underscores the importance for further research, peer counseling, family education, involvement, and education for all staff at the Veterans Administration. There is an urgent need for this bill to pass. You've heard the report that Mr. Fillner just gave us. The statistics are astounding. And this stress disorders jumped like 70%. I also want to thank our two Iowa senators, Senator Harkin and Senator Grassley, for their support. But I especially want to thank Randy and Ellen Omvig, Mom and Dad, to Joshua. They've suffered a lot over this, as we all would. But at the same time, they found the courage, the strength to want to help others, and want to reach out, and want to do anything they could possibly do to prevent this to happening to another individual and to another family. So it's almost with relief for me, Mr. Chairman, that we're passing this today and moving it on, because we know that there are hundreds of other veterans out there that need help, and this ought to set that in motion. There's no doubt more we can do. This is a good beginning. And so with that, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to yield back and let other speakers to this very important piece of legislation. Thank you. I yield back.
Gentleman yields back. Gentleman from Arkansas.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Speaker, I rise in support of H.R. 327, the Joshua Omvig